Good day, everybody. Welcome to the stream. This is an impromptu stream. I will say that from the outset on Monday the 14th of August. Basic plan for today, folks, is if you realised on Friday night that my stream did not happen, it's because my capture card failed. But I've got a new one, so the plan today is simply put, I'm testing out the new capture card while playing some Mario Kart. And I've sort of got an idea as well that after the recent Mario Kart party that Harriet Manga Girl, make sure you give them a follow if you haven't already, that they had on their stream, and I sort of streamed my gameplay element of it out, I decided I kind of wanted to get a bit better at 150cc gameplay. So I'm going to sort of warm up in a few moments, probably doing like a round of 100, then going to bump it up to 150, because I really want to try and get to grips with 150cc. So hopefully that will put the new capture card to a bit of a test as well. But if you're tuning in, thank you very much appreciated. And if you're just going to lurk and have a watch, by all means have a watch, and do not be surprised if the gameplay is not stellar, I'll put it that way. But switching over to the gameplay screen now, all going well, things should be good on setup and volume, but do let me know if anything seems awry to you, I will say that much. So like I say, going to warm up with something on 100, as it were, and I will do my traditional setup. Oh, there is a new element of customization here. Okay, I am not au fait with this, but for the sake of time and trying to save on a bit of time for all of you folks watching, I shall just go for my usual setup, as it were. And we shall begin with the Mushroom Cup. And again, starting off on 100cc, and then we're going to bump it up to 150 and see how things progress. And in terms of this stream as well, probably aiming to be done by around 7 PM UK time-ish or so. So probably in about 40 minutes or so. This is very much sort of testing stability, how the capture card is looking and whatnot. Because in some ways, the new capture card I've got is an Elgato HD60X. And in some ways, it was actually far easier to set up than my previous card. But in other ways, it sort of confused me a tad. So sort of trying to get used to how that is and sort of long-term how that may or may not prove to be something helpful or a bit of a hindrance is something to be determined, to say the least. So we shall see accordingly how that works. Oh, that was karma right there, wasn't it? See you, Link. Yeah, for those of you who didn't see as well, I should note a big thanks once again to Matty Boo Twitches, because they saved the day when it came to holding the actual stream that we were doing on Friday, the sort of the big Mario Party that I had conjured up and such. So once again, big shout out to Matty Boo Twitches for that. It was a grand old time, and you can find the archive of that on their channel accordingly, so make sure you give that a watch if you have a chance to do so. Can I get Roy from here? Is that Roy? No, I've got his name wrong. I'm Roy. Wow, I am getting bombarded with shells, to say the least. Like I say, hopefully from your point of view the stream is looking okay, but do let me know if you get a chance to. Or if you notice anything in particular that's a little bit random about how it is all appearing. Can I get red shelled? I was just about to say, can you get red shelled in midair? That has answered my question. So, yes, is the simple answer to that. Hello, Stitcher. How you doing? Thank you very much for tuning in. Very much appreciated. Currently engaging in some 150cc Mario Kart as I test out the new capture card for a few minutes. No, I couldn't hit the helicopter. I was going to see if I could just then, but alas, no. Oh, thank you very much appreciated. Do let me know how the stream is appearing to you, because again, new capture card, sort of having to alter a bunch of settings and whatnot, so we'll be interested to know if anything seems a bit awry and whatnot. Hopefully not, because all going well, I managed to configure this all before I went live and sort of testing over the last day or so as well. And also hope you've had a lovely Monday as well, quite frankly. Is it Monday today? It is Monday. I had a moment then. A very clear moment of madness just then from me. Give me coins. Oh, yeah, that was very good driving from me. Yeah, I saw Matty was on earlier, actually. I did tune in for a little bit. Admittedly, I was lurking because I was in the middle of doing lots of work as well, but I did have a little bit of his stream playing some Pokemon Let's Go. It was good fun. Also very amusing near the start when sort of trying to remember where he got to last time and sort of the various things that were next on the agenda. That was quite good fun. But thank you very much for letting me know, excuse me, that it looks okay, though. That's great to know. Because I can't remember if I touched on this on the stream on Friday with Matty, admittedly, but my previous setup, just because of how my systems work and stuff, was the other card I had, which was an Elgato HD60S. I had to run it through Elgato's own game capture software, and then I sort of had to, in essence, screen capture that on a different screen to then put it through my broadcast software. It was quite a convoluted way of actually being able to stream this out properly, and now this is just going directly into my broadcast software without much tinkering needed. So that's one massive less degree of sort of separation for making sure this actually becomes a thing. So that's great to know. Wario wheel. There we go. Sweet, sweet canyon. So once we get through this Grand Prix, like I say, I'll be bumping up to 150cc to begin my quest to see if I can start getting used to playing on 150cc. I don't know about 200, because I know from when we were doing Harriet's Mario Kart party that a few people said 200 is almost, it sort of doesn't work necessarily as well in the context of this game, so whether I'll aim for 200 or not, I don't know, but at the very least I want to try and get used to 150, so that's why I'm doing this warm-up on 100 first. I mean, in theory, if I wanted to probably get a bit better at Mario Kart, I could probably deep dive into like the optimal setup of car I probably should have, but in some ways that's almost a bit far too deep for my brain to be able to handle, is one way I'll phrase that. But some of the stuff I've seen online is insane, how people have managed to sort of analyze and figure out all the stats for the best setup. Oh, I nearly got the full drift boost as well. That's annoying. I'll go this way this time. It's funny as well when it comes to drifting, because this is not me tooting my own horn here, as it were, but I'm occasionally good at drifting, but then there are some times when I try to drift and it's just like, why did I even bother? I should have just done the turn, quite frankly. Just as a normal turn. But occasionally I like to think I can be okay at drifting, but I'm by no means perfect. Ooh, mushroom. Which I missed completely. An example there of my bad drifting ability. Also, why do I keep getting coins on item blocks when I've already got 10 coins? Just keep getting the coins, apparently. I remember that I first discovered the whole mechanic of drifting. I think it was in Mario Kart Double Dash. Because I think drifting was in the original Mario Kart. 64, I also wasn't aware. And then it wasn't until Double Dash when a really, really good friend of mine introduced me to the concept, and I couldn't get used to it at all. And arguably still haven't got used to it, quite frankly. But that was when I was first introduced to it. And since then I've tried to utilize it where I can, but again, still not perfect by any means. Okay. Final race in this 100cc, and then I'm up in the difficulty. Oh, well. Very good start, eh? Very good start. What I'm probably going to do as well is I'll probably do the same Grand Prix just on 150, so I can gauge if that helps, quote unquote. So when it comes to getting used to 150cc, and we'll see where things progress from there. Haha, red shell, I fought you. Oh dear, no, nearly. That was another example of my nearly bad drifting ability there. Oh no. Oh, blue shell as well? What? Okay. Is this the game's way of saying, get to 150cc quicker? Because that's what it feels like. Another red shell, what? I'll try and do the center jump if I can. Hello, Thwomp. Oh, taking a chance. Normally, I would never get that, so clearly having a little bit of luck there, which I shan't complain about. Okay, let's see how much is thrown at me to try and prevent me from finishing first there, because I now fully expect it. Yep, there's one. Sort of got through. Okay, yeah, now I can't actually see anything, so yeah, off to a good start here. And blue shell as well? What? Wow. We'll try it again. Oh, nearly regretted it. There we go. There we go. Now, what is going to be interesting for you folks to see is that you'll notice when I go and look on the menu on 150cc that a lot of them have already got gold trophies. That's because I did it with a buddy of mine when he sort of came around to my house and whatnot. So it's kind of mainly them because they're actually pretty damn good at this, as it were. I will fully admit that, and I have no qualms about admitting that either. I can win the odd race here and there on 150cc with a bit of luck, but in general, my ability on 150 is just not super good. And like I say, it's just gone 6:30 now, so probably staying on until around about 7 o'clock or so. That's the current tentative plan anyway. So there we go, mushroom cup. Okay. Oh, another vehicle customization's been unlocked. Very well. As I wait patiently. There we go. Right, let's bump this up to 150. And like I say, we'll do... What customization do I have now? Oh, I don't know what tires I had. Oh, that's so annoying. I'll have to check the VOD ironically after just to see. But you know what? For the purposes of this, I'll go with this. But I genuinely do not remember what I was actually using. Okay, so I know I said I was going to do the Mushroom Cup. I'm tempted to do something else because I want to play a different track or two. Let's just go with a Flower Cup. Something a bit different. I'll probably really regret saying this, but let's go with the Flower Cup. And we're doing 150cc, so let's see how I do or don't cope with this. And I may regret my decision to switch to the Flower Cup. Hey Harriet, hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's actually, I was saying a few minutes ago that in terms of setup, this was actually far easier to set up than my last capture card, which is kind of wild. But that's just because it's newer and such, but already this feels so much faster, my word. And Harriet, you have inspired part of my my stream tonight for this, because during the whole Mario Kart party that you had, and sort of we were trying 150, and I just thought, I want to get better at 150, so I'm thinking I might try and add like a new stream to my rotation, as it were, where I sort of just work on getting better at 150cc, and we'll see how that goes. So very much a quick stream tonight, just to sort of make sure things are working out okay and that nothing goes too awry and such, but yes, you have literally, it's my training arc, if you will. For an anime, it's like I'm getting ready for like an exam, like the tuning exams in Naruto. I was then also trying to think of other training arcs in anime, but it's like, it's pretty far easier just to actually say an anime training arc than it is to actually name a few specific ones, because a lot of them have them. And it was also a case, Harriet, that from your Mario Kart party as well, just how good some of the players that we had were, and just that sort of being a little bit inspired by it of, oh, can I get better? Can I make my brain cope with faster Mario Kart? Currently, I'm really trying not to jinx this by saying this now. Currently, I'm gonna say maybe, but this is the first. Oh, look, freaking jinxed it! I freaking jinxed it! Oh, wonderful stuff. Yeah, I'm sure there are probably the odd one or two shonen anime that don't have a training arc, or have something that isn't really a training arc, but you could call it a training arc if you really analysed it. But it's kind of just, it's kind of the staple of it, if you will. Oh, nearly drove into him. Yep, that was an appalling ending to that race, the way I did that then, but you know what? I won't complain, because that works for me. Yeah, it is a lot of memory and quick timing. I mean, obviously, if you're very, very familiar with the circuits, that's really helpful, to say the least. But yeah, it's just like those quick reflexes. Which, depending on the context, I can have quick reflexes, but not all the time. This might... Yep, I had a feeling that was going to be a bad start. You saw me react to it, then I had a feeling that I mistimed it, but oh well. Oh no! What am I doing? Yep. Yep. Really good. And you know the whole quick reflexes thing we were just saying? Part of that is also knowing probably the better route to take. And that was an example of a route I should not have taken. But we shall build on this. If I can get in the top 4, I will ultimately be happy with that. But now I have to avoid many banana peels. Oh. Currently I'm first, so don't know how I pulled that off, but I did. Hey, Kamek, what are you doing? Ha ha ha! I'm invincible. Well, actually, I'm not, but... because that would be the start. I'm trying not to... it's weird. I want to, like, just talk about random stuff, but I was literally going to say, I'm waiting for, like, what's the equalizer going to be? Where's, like, the red shell or blue shell of doom? And as I was thinking it and was about to say something like that out loud, it arrived. This proves the game knows me too well. There we go. Oh, actually, completely off topic, but Harrix, I know you're going to All In at Wembley Stadium as well, but apparently Ticketmaster sent out an email today, because it was a buddy of mine, Tom from Bunkermania as well, who got my ticket. But apparently an email was sent out today saying that doors will open at 3 because obviously the 0-hour pre-show will begin at 5. So if you want to start planning your travel bits and bobs, that is the way to do it. And also, the fact that the pre-show is now going to have a really important match on it, I'm kind of jazzed for it. Hopefully, Tom and I are going to try and meet up this week to actually record a podcast to discuss that. But I'm actually pretty jazzed at that prospect and idea, that curveball they threw on Dynamite. With MJF and Adam Cole challenging Aussie Open for the ROH tag titles before then having the main event of the show later in the evening for the world title. Blue shell? Come on, and a blue ball? What? What? What is this? And another red shell? Are you kidding me? What was that? Just got utterly obliterated just then. Yeah, the early check-in is going to be your friend that day. That said as well, I think I read somewhere as well that oh, pardon me if you heard that. Sorry, I was just moving my hand and clearly hit the microphone. But apparently now ticket sales officially have passed WrestleMania 32. So I think it is either very close to or being legitimately one of the biggest paid attendances of all time now, which is incredible. Alright, Kamek, calm down. Oh, hello, Toad. How you doing? Oh, missed him. Oh, there is like a green shell just like haunting us inside this very haunted base level right now. Very worried. Oh, straight into the platform? The stanchion? What's the correct word for that? I'm not sure. By the way, this beginning of my training to get used to 150cc is going to be interesting. Ooh. Oh dear, I thought that shell was going to go back into me then. It did not. Can I land on top of it this time? Yes, I can. I almost actually overshot that, which... how? But sure. I appreciate that in some ways I shouldn't be surprised, but you would think there would be a sort of a logic to the mechanic of the game whereby if you have, like I currently have, a triple banana peel, and you're about to go over a banana peel, that maybe one of the banana peels would counteract said banana peel on the road, but you know what? That's probably thinking a bit too deep, that. I'm sure if you can somehow time your banana peels right, you might be able to do that, but there's a random thought for the afternoon, evening for me and such. And I'm waiting for the barrage of attacks. I'm just going to say it out loud in the hope that maybe something doesn't happen. But I'm very certain it will do imminently. Oh, also another random detail about this capture card I got. That I was thinking of sort of getting the next model up from the one I mentioned earlier that I was using, which was the Elgato HD60S. But the HD60S Plus was actually more expensive than getting the HD60X, which is the one I'm running on now. So I got the more recent one, if I'm correct, because it was a bit cheaper. I don't know how that works, but it was, and that's what I did. My reaction, exactly, Harriet, my reaction. Also, is my chat appearing twice? I just noticed that on the screen. Getting double chat windows appearing. Bear with me a sec. See if I can stop that. There we go. Here we go. Also, I will say, I did buy the this new capture card from Bezos Land, but I do like the fact that I was out when it got delivered, and I got a notification on my app saying that it had been handed to a resident of the household. Yet I can assure you that the household was 100% empty. So it was very much, well, let me put it this way: the resident they were referring to was my front door mat, which, considering it was just like, you know, a bit of a pricey bit of kit, if you will, I thought, yes, luckily I'm sort of in a neighbourhood where that's not too much of an issue, as it were. It's not perfect by any means, but in terms of the likelihood of something just being pinched from my front doorstep, it's not a very common thing around where I am, as things stand. He says trying not to jinx that now, but I did both not appreciate that and think, okay, well, so this is the bigger question, right? If that's what they say, there's got to be a way of just saying, like, left on your doorstep. I'm sure they can say left in a safe place, but there's got to be sort of the stopgap of, you know, you weren't there, we've left it on the doorstep, or does that, like, void their insurance or something like that? I don't know why I drove into that banana peel. Oh, you're gonna... Oh, yeah, because you got a PS5 now, haven't you? Yeah, honestly, I've used the Elgato before from my PS5. It's not too bad, honestly. You need to... One setting you need to change on the PS5 in the set... I can't remember exactly where you'll find it, but... There's basically a thing called I think it's HDCP or HCDP. It's something like that. You need to make sure that's turned off, otherwise you likely won't get any signal coming through from the capture card. Because what that is, if I remember correctly, and I'll try and analyse this not poorly, is... Well, first of all, if you ever want to try and sort of play a Blu-ray, for example, through the PS5 on a capture card, it won't work unless you get, like, another dongle, which you can get from, like, Amazon for, like, 10, 15 quid, I think. Because that's kind of their way of preventing, like, the copyright element of that happening. But you need to make sure that, I think it's called Enable HDCP, is turned off on the PS5 if you want to have your capture card signal, for the capture card to do its thing, as it were. So that's an important thing to know going in. And if you Google, like, well, I say Google, if you just go on YouTube and look up some tutorials, you can definitely find people mentioning that. Because I remember when I first tried to record a video for my YouTube channel, and it was using the PS5, that was a thing I realised very quickly, that, oh, I should make sure this is turned off. But to do that, I had to then take, like, well, put the PS5 directly back into the TV, if you will, so I could see what I was doing. But yeah, it's basically just got to alter one setting, Harry. It's nothing too major. I just can't remember what setting menu it's in. I think it might be... It might be like one of the visual-based menus. But if you give it a cursory Google, I'm sure you could probably find it in a heartbeat, quite frankly. Well, there we go. I got gold on that. So that's a good start. I think I'm going to try at least one more Grand Prix. I probably won't up the ante too much on the Grand Prix front tonight, but... Either way, 150cc. Okay, so I've just noticed there is a... Also, I will say those wheels actually worked out quite well that I didn't know I was going to choose, so there we go. So the Star Cup. I'm already dreading a couple of the levels on this. And I don't exactly remember why, but I am dreading. So you know what? I'm just going to go with the Star Cup. Going to go with it and see how this goes. I can't remember if on the PS5 as well, what's the way to phrase this in terms of a setting? There's a way you can sort of have it like auto-adjust to your TV, but I can't remember if that's a default setting or if that's something you can turn off, as it were, but depending sort of where you're going to house it, if you will, it might be worth sort of looking into that as a setting as well. Kind of like an optimizing, I think is the word. But I might also just be talking complete codswallop, quite frankly, so... Oh, I'm not drifting. I forgot to jump. That's not a good thing. Ah, no! Red shell! Hey, Matty, how you doing? You're sorting out your Pokemon Go transfer to your Switch. Oh, wow! So is that like via Pokemon Home? Or similar? Yeah, Harry, I know what you mean by that. I will say that, like, the PS5 interface can seem quite daunting to begin with. It's not too bad. It's just sort of figuring out where a few things are that you'll likely be going to a fair amount, and then you just sort of can figure it out from there. It's not too bad, but it isn't the greatest layout for a menu. That's my personal opinion. I might just be totally wrong, but... It's like on the old PS3, they had... What was that thing called on the PS3, their interface? The cross-media bar, I think it was. And it's kind of one of the more reviled layouts, but I honestly didn't mind it too much, in fairness. I might just be very much in the minority, but... Yeah, the PS5 does take a little bit of getting used to, but it's not too bad. Haha, red shell. I was prepared for it. Oh, blue shell, really? But I'm on a plane. That's dangerous. Do it that way, but you're doing it in an arse backwards way, whereby you're sending over 100 Meltans to the Pokemon Safari Park and Let's Go Pikachu. My word, that sounds quite a conundrum to figure out. I've always loved the look and the feel of the Let's Go games. I've not actually dabbled into it myself, but I've seen plenty of things about it, as it were. But they do look really, really good fun. I was hoping at some point they might do a sequel. Gotcha, Harriet. Yeah, I was hoping they might announce a sequel to the Pokemon Let's Go games, because I think it could work really well. It's more just a question of where do you set it and who are the Pokemon you focus on. Because the obvious assumption would be there would by default be a Pikachu one, because it's Pikachu. You could very easily do it for Gen 2, or do you just jump up to Gen 3 and such? I mean, though I haven't actually played it, but I've seen a lot of gameplay from close friends and such, actually in person as well. I really would like them to make another Legends game, because I really, really enjoyed that as a concept. I see you with your banana peel, Bowser. I shan't let you have your win. triple banana peel of doom. I'm coming for you, Bowser. I said I was coming for you, and then I drove over some coral, because that's how I do it. Yes! Togepi is a main in Gen 2. That's an excellent idea. Oh, I nearly thought I wasn't going to make that then, but I did. Oh, I'm in the water. Well, so far, on this sort of little quest I'm now going to embark on of trying to sort of get used to 150cc. Come here, Bowser. There you go. On this sort of little quest of being able to get used to 150cc, so far, I don't feel too bad at it. It might be because, in the grand scheme of things, the tracks I'm doing aren't perhaps the most... Oh, here we go. Aren't the hardest in the world. I may have just completely jinxed this now by saying this out loud. But so far, in terms of being able to cope with it, I don't feel it's too bad. Again, might just be the tracks. What the heck happened there? What just happened? What is going on? Oh, everything just went... What is... What is... I can't see what's happening. What? What just happened? I feel like I just got utterly rinsed then. What on earth? Oh, drove over the coral. Nah, okay, well. Okay, I bet I'm going to end in 4th, but you know what? Probably jinxed myself there by saying what I said, but you know what? I live with the consequences. I shouldn't try and jinx things, especially in Mario Kart. Electro Dome. Righty then. Let's do this. Oh, that was a very large turning circle I just took then, but you know what? It'll do. Look at you, baby Mario, holding the green shell like you're a professional. Ha ha ha! I enjoyed that far too much. Oh dear. That was nearly a horrible angle I tried to do then for a drift. But also, Matty, I was saying earlier, actually, that I was tuned into your stream for a little bit, sort of in between some work meetings today and whatnot. Sort of lurking towards the start of it when you were sort of... when you were trying to recall where you had got to in Let's Go, as it were, which was good fun. Which made me, again, want to kind of check out the Let's Go games, because I've not actually dabbled into them properly. But that said, Twitch has still got a weird thing where, for whatever reason, I still can't actually follow you at the moment. I don't know why. It is so dumb, but every time I hit that button, it just will not work. So, clearly my Twitch account is cursed. But there we go. Oh, hey, Boo. Oh, hey, Red Shell. Oh, Mario. Oh, great. Oh, it's all happening now. Aiming for the double question block. Got it. Nearly drove off the edge, but I got it. Probably should have kept that banana peel. That was a bit silly. Oh well. Double question block. Yes. And I have 2 banana peels. My defense against everything but a blue shell. Oh, well, there we go. Again, not trying to jinx this, but I'm not saying I'm used to 150, but so far, knock on wood, I don't feel like I'm doing too bad. I also appreciate that the computer may only be at a certain level at this point, depending on what cups you're doing. But again, if we're looking at the anime training arc side of things, so far the early training element is going all right. And now, it's a downhill slalom. Oh, man, missed the boost. Hey, Harriet. Onward. To Mount Wario. Ooh. Yep. Very good start there. Also, what was that sound I made as well? Oh, that was a very weird angle I just landed at, but hey ho. I've not done this race in a while, actually. I've got a very big blank spot in my brain. I can't really figure out why. Not necessarily all in a negative way. I just genuinely don't remember much of this track. Right. Not as in the direction I was turning, as in, right, let's get ready to cope with this. Exactly, mind the trees, right? Also, gotta say, that Mario Party that we did on Friday still had a whale of a time despite the tech woes and such. And Matty, once again, thank you so much for hosting that and whatnot. But I had an absolute ball. Such good fun. Oh yeah, you're making like a big highlight video of it, aren't you? I forgot you were going to do that. Have fun. Well, there we go. I know I said I was probably going to clock off at about 7. I kind of want to do one more Grand Prix now. I've got the buzz, if you will. So, let's do one more. How do you get the 3-star thing again? I forgot. It's a weird, convoluted thing, isn't it? That's it. I think I came 4th in one of the races, so that probably didn't help. Righty then. So let's do one more Grand Prix then. Any preference in the chat what I should do? Any thoughts, feelings? If you think I should do an incredibly hard one, I will give you the opportunity to decide. Because again, training arc. And as I mentioned as well, you'll notice that a lot of these I kind of already got gold in. It's actually more that I played these Grand Prix with a friend on multiplayer, and they sort of came first in a lot of them. So I can assure you it's not really me having got the gold in all of these. The odd race maybe, but not all of them. Oh, there's so much to choose from. I'm thinking... Oh, Lightning Cup, you say? Oh. Okay, you know what? Yeah, because then we get N64 Rainbow Road. Oh, that's tempting. Oh. You know what? Let's do Lightning. You've said it now. I'm in the mood for lightning. Let's do it. As soon as I saw N64 Rainbow Road, and it's like, ah, yes. Non-polygonal Rainbow Road from the N64. Because everyone loves polygons. Also, talking about, like, sort of ideas for, like, streams and stuff, one thing I also want to do, because I think I might have said this on the Mario Party, actually, on Friday, but I've never actually played Mario Galaxy. I don't know why, just no particular reason, I just haven't. So, though I am very much aware that Rosalina is from those games, or at least the first one, again, I don't know, I've never actually played Galaxy, and I would love to do that. I've sort of been checking out a lot of, like, Mario Odyssey things recently as well, so I've sort of got a buzz to actually play one of the bigger Mario games. And there is a big hole in my knowledge when it comes to knowing about Galaxy, so that might be something I try at some point as well. First time playing Galaxy. Because I picked up that 3-pack they did for a little while. It was like a timed release, I think it was, which had Mario 64... Sunshine was the other one, and then Galaxy. I've got that, so I do own Galaxy now. Ooh. Oh, yeah, well, that blooper just didn't really help. But yeah, it's like you say, Harriet, it's weird because Galaxy... I had a Wii, but yeah, I don't know why I didn't play. I don't know. I just don't know why I stuck that to the roof. I don't know why I didn't play Galaxy. Again, I've never owned it, but I had a friend that owned it, so I'm just surprised I never really played it. Because if I'm remembering correctly, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, Galaxy 1 was the original Wii, and then I guess Galaxy 2 was Wii U? I think? Or was that also just the first Wii, as it were? Oh, I shouldn't have got rid of that banana peel. Oh, what, another? Oh, hello, Toad. What are you doing? What are you doing, you little cretin? Ah, you've dodged my banana peel. Ah, so close. So close. They were both on the Wii, were they? Okay. Wow, so that must have been... Galaxy 2 must have been really late in the Wii's tenure then. Because the Wii U, there wasn't a mainline Mario game a la Galaxy on the Wii U, if I remember then correctly. Because the next one, I think, was Odyssey. After Galaxy 2, I should say, sorry. Oh, okay. Hello, Prana Blood. So I think there were a bunch of sort of, what were they called? Like the Mario 3D Land ones and such. Sort of things like that on the Wii U. Oh, I'm having a real good time with this level. This is always a challenging race for me, but that's partly why I chose it. Ha! I thwarted the red shell. Oh, no! Don't get even again. Oh, what? That feels like karma just then. A great big bit of karma. Oh, okay, well. And no pun intended with karma either, given I'm driving a cart. And you're technically a vehicle, but I digress. Okay. So in terms of a difficulty spike, this is definitely more difficult. So I am very much feeling that. So my assumption of sort of keeping to some of the earlier... Oh! How? How does that happen? Come on. Oh, what a blue shell. I dodged the blue shell. Okay. That's... Oh. Oh, this has all gone hairy now. Alright, come on, let's see who can I bowl past. Hey, Toad. Oh, dear. I can kind of... Oh, okay, well, there you go. The water got rid of them. That's good. So, and somehow I'm back in first. How the heck did I pull that off? Can I outrun a red shell? No, I cannot, is the answer to that question. Oh, hello. Oh, what? No! Morton Cooper Jr. That's right, Matty, yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I never owned a Wii U, admittedly. I think that was just the point where I... Because originally, I was I'm one of the people in the camp of the Wii U announcement who literally thought the Wii U was an add-on for the Wii and not an entirely separate console. Well, I think at first at first I thought it was an entirely new separate thing, but I didn't realise it was literally a new console. But that launch cycle was pretty bad, let's be fair. Grumble Volcano. Let's do this. The training arc continues. Ooh, yeah. If I'm gonna drift a really long way, it's sometimes helpful to remember to let go of the button that you're drifting with. Otherwise, you nearly drift off the edge, like this. Ooh. Oh, no. No! Ah, curse you, Toad! Curse you, Morton! I see you with your red shell, Morton. And I threw away my banana peel rather than keeping it. This is... Just hit me with the red shell if you have... Oh, you got rid of it. Well, there you go. Morton. I don't know why I'm saying Morton in such a way, but it just amuses me, to be honest. Morton! Oh dear, I really can't see anything. Luckily I can fly to the finish. Okay, oh, I nearly fell off the edge there. Okay. The volcano has certainly grumbled. Ah! I mean, that wasn't a volcano, to be fair, but still. Oh, no! 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 Oh, no! 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 Morton's coming up behind me! There we go. Just got there. There we go. Okay, so I think then final race for the evening, because, Dinkelberg. Did I say that? What just happened? I was very much in the moment just then, so I feel like I've potentially said something very random. But either way, though, final race now. And then in about half an hour's time or so, I think that the Decadane, Ian... I see, Harry. That makes more sense. I believe that Mr. Decadane-san is planning to stream tonight, pending his setup still being all well and good. I messaged him earlier today. So I messaged him earlier... Try it again. So I messaged him earlier today to sort of ask him, was he streaming? Because I was thinking of doing a little sort of test stream for my setup, but I didn't want to step on his toes, as it were. Oh, dear! Drift off the edge! No. There you go. But yeah, so he's going to be doing his watch-along stream over at the Decadane. Not entirely sure what he's got planned watching-wise tonight, but either way, once I'm done here, I'll be making myself a little bit of dinner, and then I'll be looking forward to a grand old time this evening. Oh, you had a banana peel. I should have noticed that. The Nintendo 64's never looked so good. Supreme Drift! And I didn't actually activate that banana peel that I had. Well, there you go. Supreme Drifting! Now I fly to the finish. There we go. You know what, as far as things go, not too bad. But it's like a sort of initial, kind of unplanned, sort of training arc, if you will, of getting used to 150. Still not by any means perfect, but overall, I am happy with this performance tonight, as it were. Very, very happy with how that's turned out. Just get the confirmation with the final montage. That's me. Look at Marshall. No, that's not him. There you go. Oh, look at that. Oh, he stayed on the edge as well. Flippin' heck. Well, there you go. And there is confirmation, folks. Oh, and I've collected more coins. Well, there we go. Good stuff. But on that note, folks, thank you so much for joining me for a little while for this impromptu little test stream. I'm glad that everything is seemingly working a little bit. In terms of my next stream, it might be Friday. I say might. I'll sort of try and make it known on my schedule page accordingly. It might end up being a late night Friday. It might be earlier on Friday. We will see how things go, because something else has come up which I kind of want to go to, because it's sort of it's supporting someone who's in a friend of mine who's in a band, if you will. So I want to go and support them if I can, but I need to try and make it work within schedules and such. So please stay tuned for more details on that as and when I can bring it. But either way, though, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you all have had, well, hope you're all going to have a wonderful evening. Oh, hello, Felf. How are you doing? But I'll talk to you offline, Claire. Don't you worry. We'll figure that out. But either way, though, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday evening. As I said, Ian the Decadane is going to be on stream in about half an hour's time or so. So make sure you go onto his stream for some good watch-along goodness. Until next time, folks, stay tuned for potentially more impromptu streams this week, amongst other things. And until then, talk to you soon. Bye!